Luke, congratulations, off and running in a very tough group. You must be delighted to get points on the board early.
Yeah, of course. That's a game that you need to get through your first one. I feel like if you don't, like I did last year, you put pressure on yourself. That second game becomes a lot tougher, and it did last year. To be fair, I felt like it was it was kind of a win or lose game against James, and yeah, I think for myself now, I'm not going to look at it this way, but I have two bites to the cherry. If I don't win the game against Michael tomorrow, then I have another chance against Aspinall. So that's definitely the most important thing. Win that first game, and you give yourself that opportunity to be in control, and the destiny's in your hands. Then.
We know last year didn't go according to plan here, but I know there was reasons behind that. But was it nice to come back here and win and put last year to bed?
Yeah, of course. You can't be perfect in every tournament. I look back at last year's. Just one of them performances. I was proud of the way I turned up in that third game and didn't just sort of accept defeat. I bounced back and played all right. So, and then obviously did bounce back, winning the next major. So, yeah, of course, it's disappointing the way it happened last year, but I'm pleased with the way I've started. But of course, I've still got work to do because nothing matters until you get through the group.
Is it harder when you play someone that's not on tour like Alex? Because all the tour players, you know what to expect and what you're going to get. And when you get one of the surprise packages, is it harder to prepare?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's more to do with the fact of you don't really know what version of play you're going to get. Are you going to get Alex at his absolute best, or is he going to turn up and the occasion's going to get the better of him? So you don't really know, and I think that's what, like you say, is the hardest part. And for me, I go up on the stage and I expect everyone's best game, because if they don't play well, then you've kind of expected that you're going to play someone who's playing well, and they don't, but you're still at your high level. So that was kind of what happened in the first three legs. I was playing pretty decent, and he wasn't. So that's why I think you just don't take no one for granted. And he didn't play his best there, but Alex is a fantastic player, and I'm sure that he won't let that creep into the next two games he plays. And for his sake, he's got to be up for tomorrow to try and get through that Aspinall game and give himself a chance.
Cheers, Luke. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Luke, well played tonight. What was the thing that pleased you most about your performance up there?
Yeah, to be honest, it was a clean-cut performance. I think everything from the first to the third leg was great, and then I started to get a little bit discomplacent, and things weren't going as great as they could have. But when you're playing against someone that's not throwing a lot back at you, sometimes you do relax. That's just an honest opinion of a dart player, and it can affect you sometimes. And yeah, maybe it didn't affect me, but I think I relaxed a little bit too much. I felt like everything was going to come my way, and it didn't. But first three legs were really good. Got myself in a good position. It allowed me to go on and win the next two.
Obviously, you've been on the exhibition circuit over the last couple of weeks. A nice little break, I guess, from the competitive action and enjoying darts for what it is, I guess.
Yeah, obviously it was great to do a couple of exhibitions with Luke, and we did a one in Northampton and Warrington, which was really successful. It was a great crowd, great turnout. Me and Luke both had two great games. We played well against each other, so I'm kind of got a good feeling from that, and obviously 5 days off as well, which was really nice to spend with my family. And I've come here a little bit more refreshed than we usually get, because usually you're kind of on the road and you don't get that much. So yeah, I've really enjoyed that little bit of time off, and I kind of feel a little bit more fresh coming to this one.
How important are those bits of time away, because they're so precious as a darts player on the tour? You don't get huge amounts of time away. Are you able to use that to relax and recharge the batteries, like you say? Yeah,
of course. That's what it's all about. It's about recharging, but not just recharging. It's about spending time with your family. That's my favourite thing to do in the world. So, yeah, when you get a good little break like that, it's I guess I don't really get a break from darts because my son loves darts, and he's got a soft tip board now, and he's like, "Daddy, play darts all the time." I was like, "Come on, man! I've been 7 days away, but I'd do anything for my son." So yeah, if he wants to do that, I'll do it. And just things, normal things, going shopping and food shopping. I like them sort of things. Cooking at home, yeah, all these little random things that every normal person does. Yeah, I enjoy them sort of things.
At least you've got a practice partner now as well.
I have, yeah. Hopefully he's better than me in the future.
Okay, cheers, Luke.
Thank you.
Luke, well done on the win today. Just on that point, how good of a moment is it to share with your son? Because a few years ago, when you started winning everything, he was probably a little bit too young to understand what his dad was doing, whereas now he sort of knows just how good and how much of a superstar his dad is.
Yeah, I don't think he realises, but he kind of just says, when darts on the TV, Daddy, you're on TV, and it's like, no, I'm not, because obviously I come today, and he's like, Daddy, you're going to be on TV. It's like, well, I'm not. Next game, he's kind of thinking I was going to be next on. So yeah, he kind of can't grasp the concept of it all, but he loves it. he loves coming to watch me, he loves playing it, and I never force him into doing it. I hope he does something what he wants to do, but if he wants to do it, then he's got a good teacher. But it's nice to have them special memories you can have with your son, and I cherish them all.
Does that make things a tiny little bit easier when you are away playing all these tournaments, knowing that your son is there watching, cheering you on in your corner?
Yeah, I think it is now. I think when he didn't really realise what was going on, it's harder because Daddy goes away and he doesn't really know what's going on, to be honest. He kind of thinks you're just going away, but now he obviously knows what I do and where I go away, and he's kind of more accepting of the fact of it. So it makes it much more easier for me, but of course it also makes it hard from the fact that he doesn't want me to go away anymore. Daddy, please don't go away. And it's like, yeah, it's really, really tough, but forget about the negative. I'm here to make it worthwhile. I want to be here. If I'm away for 8 days, that means I'm here and I'm in the finals. So when I'm away, I want to make it worth as much as I physically can.
Do you feel like you're nearing your top gear now? We're well into this busy season at the Grand Prix, European Championship. There's only a few more now until the big one.
Yeah, no, I'm nowhere near my top gear. I think my top gear is that like Christopher Ratajski situation in the European. That is when I'm at my best, and I've said it so many times. I don't think I perform at that level enough. But I'm a clinical player and I'm a gritty player, and I never ever give in, and I always work really hard. And them 2 majors that have just gone, I really worked hard, and I'm kind of gutted I didn't win the European Championships. Of course, that would have been the one I was really missing. But I always bounce back. I always look forward to the next one, and what better way to put that disappointment behind me and winning this one.
Cheers, Luke. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Luke. Was it important just to get the 2 points tonight, no matter how it happened and how it came about? And how pleased are you to pick up sort of a 5-0 win for your leg difference?
Yeah, I mean, 2 points is the most important thing. That's all you think about. When you're like 3-0 up, you're kind of looking at, okay, well then try and get that 5-1 win, or if you're lucky 5-0, because it can mean a lot in the end. Especially if I definitely win the next game tomorrow, it kind of will be a tough one to see myself out then. So yeah, it's a great start. I think Alex will probably take legs against Nathan and Michael. I don't think he will get brushed every game, so I've done a good job there getting it done 5-0. And look, I don't want to look at leg difference. I want to get the job done tomorrow. I want to beat Michael, and then I don't have to worry too much. And then my next big important game will be on the Wednesday.
And we mentioned earlier about last week's exhibitions. How much confidence you take from 2 really quality wins against Luke Littler and even your 110 average against Ricky Evans?
Yeah, you take a lot of confidence from it because, of course, just you're on the stage in front of 700 to 1,000 people, and and it's not a TV tournament, but you're playing against a lot of people under pressure, and when you perform, and it gives you a good bit of confidence. But of course, I don't look too much into it because they are exhibitions. We do have a bit of fun. And I love them, to be honest. I think I get good buzz from them, and yeah, it brings the excitement out of me. And yeah, we did have 2 fantastic games of darts, to be honest. And I think even Luke lost the 2 games against me. I think he'll feel in a good zone as well, because he averaged well over 100 in both of them as well. And yeah, I mean for us both, it's like, what's the best practice in the world? Like the 2 best players playing against each other. First to 8, 9, wherever it is. We're probably at the peak of what we can achieve because we're practicing against each other in big stages like that.
And Michael Smith tomorrow, it's a bit of a throwback, isn't it? Being back on the big stage with him. How do you feel about that match?
Yeah, I looked at the draw and I knew it was a tough group because Michael's obviously very capable. Nathan is obviously playing some good darts again, and Alex is a part of it who can throw some fantastic darts. So I know this is going to be tough, and it's important that I get off to a great start in the first one. And I'm kind of, you don't really know what you're going to get from Michael Smith at the moment or anymore. You don't really know, is it going to be the top performance, or is it going to be a jaded performance? So I feel like I got a gut there expecting the best Michael Smith that can be, and hopefully it's enough to get through the game and get myself through to that last 16, which obviously I want. That's the main goal.
Thanks, Luke.
Luke, you say you're not quite at your best at the moment, but how confident are you that you'll peak by the time Ali Pali comes round?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't say I wasn't at my best. I just said I'm not at that peak level I know I can reach. And usually you'll find with dart players, they're never happy. The top players are never happy. They always think they can do better, and I'm one of them people as well. So yeah, I mean, the last 2 majors I've made the final, so I'm obviously not doing too bad. But I know there's a level in me that's right up there. So I'll keep pushing, keep working hard, making sure I can perform at that level that I know I can perform at a lot more consistently.
And as we approach that business end of the year, well, we're in it now, but does the build-up feel any different ahead of Ali Pali, given what's at stake now?
Not really. I think it's all the same for me. This is an experience I've been involved in for about 3 or 4 years. You know, I've made some great runs here. Semi-final, won it. Last year weren't great, but then I've always sort of bounced back with a Players' Championship win or a World Championship win. So, you know, I'm used to the whole run-in, and it doesn't affect me, to be honest. My eyes are all set on trying to be World Champion again, and everything in between, that's a bonus, to be honest. That's the one I really want to go for now.
Great.